The push to allow more arrests along the border comes at a time when the state's prisons face serious staffing problems. Last month, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice submitted its self-evaluation report to the Sunset Advisory Committee in preparation for the review cycle for the next regular legislative session. Investigator Dalton Huey joins us now. You've been digging into the data. What are some of the key takeaways?
Yeah, so the overarching theme of the report centers around the ongoing issues that TDCJ is having with not just hiring, but retaining their employees. The report claims they're operating at a critical staffing level, making it difficult for them to simply meet their mission. And then in addition to that, they are the second highest agency with turnover in Texas. It specifically references correctional officers and mental health professionals as being their biggest issue with hiring and staffing at the moment. And then the second major issue in the report is that the population of inmates in TDCJ is projected to continue increasing over the next several years. So we've got a shortage of staffing and we've got more inmates in their facilities.
The report referenced problems caused by staffing shortages, including security risks. What are some of those risks?
Yeah, so the report generally references the fact that the staffing shortage is creating safety concerns for not just their staff, but the public in general. We looked at Office of Inspector General annual reports since 2020, found that year over year since then, contraband being entered into the facilities has increased significantly. I believe it was 120% in the last 5 years, in addition to criminal investigations and just simply calls for service.
What is the agency doing to address the staffing issue, and is it actually making any progress?
Yeah, so the agency has recently had a lot of support from state lawmakers, and this last legislative session, in 2022, the state approved a salary increase for correctional officers across the board, and then in the 88th legislative session, a bill was passed once again to increase their budget for salary increases across the agency, in addition to budget for improvements to facilities, to their technology, and so on. TDCJ told us that these efforts have been effective. The amount of hiring or the amount of openings that they've had has decreased. Their retention has gotten a little bit better, but the report makes it very clear that there's still a long way to go.
All right, Dalton, thanks for keeping track of all this. A Texas judge says she won't marry same-sex couples.
It's not unconstitutional to believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, and for your belief to come from the Bible.
She calls it religious freedom. Opponents say it's discrimination. We look at the case playing out in the Texas Supreme Court. The lieutenant governor calls out anti-Semitism in Republican and conservative groups. The move he's making now tied to a controversial campaign donation.